Hey everybody, good morning. Today we get to take a look at 1 Kings 21, and we're still learning a little bit about Ahab, and then maybe learning some lessons from him. But we see that Ahab has his eyes on this piece of land from a man named Naboth. He is a Jezreelite, and Ahab wants this land. So Ahab goes to him and says, "Hey, can I have this land? I'll give you another one just like it, if not better, or I'll give you fair market value for it." And Naboth says, "Well, no, this is an inheritance from my fathers, and no, why should I give it to you?" And so he doesn't. And Ahab goes back to his palace, and he's upset and not eating. And now here's Jezebel getting in the mix, going, "Oh, my king, what's wrong?" And he tells her, he says, and Naboth said, "I will not give you the inheritance of my fathers." So Jezebel goes ahead and comes up with this plot to have Naboth killed that the king doesn't know about. And so he does, and the king ends up getting the land. And go on, and later on in the chapter, you see the Lord condemning Ahab. And he goes ahead and he tells him, certain things are going to happen to you. He says, "You know what, when you die, the same place where Naboth's blood was spilled, the dogs are going to lick your blood too." And I'm going to pick it up in verse 25. It says, "But there was no one like Ahab who sold himself to do wickedness in the sight of the Lord, because Jezebel, his wife, stirred him up." Now, there's a first thing right there is that, guys, as leaders of a household, spiritual leaders of a household, we've talked about this many times, that we are supposed to influence our wives for good. That the devil comes out after our wives. We saw with Adam and Eve, and the devil has no new tricks. We saw it with Adam and Eve. The devil is going to come at your wife to get to you, if he can't get to you directly. But we see it here that we are to. He's a little bit backwards there. 26, it says, "And he behaved very abominably in following idols, according to all that the Amorites had done, whom the Lord had cast out before the children of Israel. So it was, when Ahab heard those words, that he tore his clothes and put sackcloth on his body, and fasted, and lay in sackcloth, and went about mourning. And the word of the Lord came to Elijah the Tishbite, saying, See how Ahab has humbled himself before me. Because he has humbled himself before me, I will not bring calamity in his days. In the days of his son, I will bring the calamity on his house." So what Ahab was upset about was what the Lord had said about the dogs licking his blood and stuff like that. And so you see, Ahab is a very good example of the spiritual leader, what not to be like. What not to be like. I mean, he's leaving a horrible legacy for his son. He's being led spiritually by his wife, as we talked before about the idols and stuff that she gets involved in, and all the perverse things that she is involved in, and she brings him into it. And so Ahab, when you read in some of the things here throughout Ahab, I tend to think that he might have some good in him. He tore his clothes and he fasted, and before that he tried to make a treaty with the Syrians, even though God didn't want it. But he didn't want, in my eyes, he didn't want to kill everybody. So I see little glimpses of good in him, but he is just caught up in the wrong stuff, doing the wrong things. And I believe that he could have been a good, maybe even a great leader. And I don't want that to be said of me. I don't want that to be said, of you, that you could have been a good leader. No, I want you to be a good leader. And we do that by following Christ. We do that, simply by humbling ourselves. Not after he chastises us, but we humble ourselves because he is God and because we fear the Lord. So, yeah, my message today is that you can be a great leader. You don't need to be an Ahab. You can be put your name in the blank. Be that person. Be that man. That when you get to heaven, God says, well done, my good and faithful servant. Because he's giving you the family he's giving you and the people around you for a reason. He wants you to influence them. Have a super day, guys. I love you all.